Hello everyone, Derek Johnson with Tatango.com. This is Text Message Marketing Week in Review, week 44, where we look at some of the best text messages sent during the last week from some of the best brands in the United States. So where are we finding all these text messages? SMSarchives.com. Thousands of text messages have been archived, 150 plus brands. It's a great resource for any text message marketer. Check it out, SMSarchives.com. All right, without further ado, let's jump right into it. The first one we have is Michaels. So starting off with the brand name, this is huge. We're now offering 60% off fall favorites. And then they're putting the link. What you're seeing here is the link preview that is being done by the iPhone. If you're going to be using a link preview, make sure you're using a really good looking image in the link preview. As you can see here, this little M is not really a good image. So a good kind of warning for other brands. Make sure, the title looks good. I like it. Fall decor, Michaels. You could use, 60% off Michaels. I think that would be a little bit better. And then make sure the image is real bold, big, colorful. It will definitely increase the click-through rates. I do like how they put the kind of little, asterisks or stars around the 60% off. It drives a little more attention. You could even put that, in, capital letters. That would even make it more. But overall, good message. One thing though, that I'm noticing now is a call to action. I'm seeing a lot of brands lately forget to put the call to action in. Why would I click on this link? You got to say shop now, click on this link, click here to redeem, give instruction as to why they need to click on that link or what they need to do, to kind of satisfy the brand's, conversion essentially. So a few kind of tips there, but overall, good message. All right, next one is Uniqlo. So thanks for stopping by. We saved this item. You checked out earlier. Okay, so maybe just a little tweaking on the wording. Get it before it's gone. And then they have, they're again using a link preview. Again, if you're going to use the link preview, make sure that the image is optimized. It's big, bold, colorful, not this kind of like favicon thing, very, very small. It just doesn't look that good. Or if you don't want to use the link preview at all, just put the blue link. Make it really, really simple. Thanks for stopping by. We saved this item you checked out earlier. Oh, okay. I was kind of confused. I was reading it like kind of like a shopping cart checkout, but you checked out earlier. So, I was looking at it, get it before it's gone. So again, good message. Optimize either the link preview or don't use it at all. But overall, good message. All right, next one is Chili's. Again, with this, link preview, you gotta, with Chili's, you could put, great images of, the restaurant, the food, just that little Chili's logo, is not really helping that much. Let's see, Chili's free dessert on us because we like making friends smile. Use line breaks, line break, and then valid through, Thursday, and then line break, reply, stop to cancel at the very, very bottom. It doesn't all need to be kind of in the same, message. You can really break it up to make sure that, it's really easy to read, especially with such a good promotion like free dessert on us. That's awesome. Also love how they're using the capital letters for the free, makes it stand out a little more. Overall, good. Chili's, free dessert on us. I think that's such a good promotion. I would upgrade it to an MMS message and put, just a crazy picture of a dessert. And then in the MMS message, put, free or free on us or something in text overlaid on the image. And then just put a blue link. I think that would perform way, way better. Also, interesting thing too, I guess it says claim your reward in the link. If you were using a blue link, you'd want to make sure in the text message it says claim your reward. You want to make the call to action, understandable and very obvious to the consumer. All right, next one is Jack in the Box. Good example of, if you're going to do an MMS message, I would not use a link preview because of the fact that it looks a little it doesn't look as good as it could. You have the image at the top, you have the image at the bottom, you're not sure where to click, what to do. I much prefer, if you're going to use a video, image, GIF in the MMS message, use a blue link at the bottom. But I love the image though. Jackamania is coming. They put some text, I think, like the terms and conditions in the image, which, I can't read it. I bet no one can read it. But, again, if legal says it needs to be in there, it needs to be in there. And then Jack in the Box. Jackamania is coming. Download the Jack app now to sink your teeth into wildly succulent savings all weekend long. Then what I would do is I would say, click here to download or click to download and then put the link there. Again, call to action, it needs to be in the message. You could also break it up with a couple different line breaks. Download the Jack app now to sink in your teeth. That could be on its own line. And then below that could be its own line saying, click here to download. But overall, really good image on the MMS. Also with an MMS, you have 5,000 characters. You can add a lot more content, like why should I download the app? Is it free? All those different kinds of questions you can put in the message because you have so many characters available with an MMS message. All right, let's go to the next one. I think this is the last one. Brevite. I'm guessing that's how they say it. This one's a great example of a long MMS message that is, broken up by line breaks. So, this is how I would type a text message if I was typing to my friends. I wouldn't just shove it all in one thing. And then great use of a call to action at the bottom there. Get this everyday backpack today. There's a very limited supply. And then they have the little, kind of finger pointing down. So it's very obvious what they're doing. Now, if it were me, I'd put, the blue link rather than the link preview. But really great use of the image up there, as you can see as well. It contrasts against, the white or even a black background. You want to make sure you're using bright, bold colors in your MMS messages. But it looks really good. I'm not going to read the whole thing. But as you can see with MMS messages, you can put a lot of characters in a message. And, what I say is mix it up. Some messages should be 40 characters. Some should be 1,000 characters, and then everything in between, and make sure you're mixing up with every message. What you don't want to have happen, which I see a lot of brands do, especially as they're, passing year 2 or 3 of their text messaging campaign, they're sending 155 characters, 156 characters every single message. It starts with their brand name. It says 20% off, then it says 30%, then it says 10% the next message. After a while, the consumer just, ignores the message because it's so boring. You want to mix it up. Big MMS messages, short SMS messages, GIFs, images, videos. Again, mix it up with every single message. That's why content calendars are really good for both email marketing and text message marketing. All right, that's it. That is the week in review. Again, we're finding all of these text messages from smsarchives.com, smsarchives.com. Check it out. Thousands of text messages have been archived. 150 plus brands are there. It's a great resource for any text message marketer, no matter if you're new or if you've been running your texting campaign for a few years. It's a great resource. Again, my name is Derek Johnson with Tatango.com. Thanks everyone for tuning in.